Yo, what up with it, man? It's your boy Sean Doe, back in action, part 2 of the tutorial. If you haven't seen the first one, you can check that out before this one, so that way you know where we're at. And we're going to pick up where we left off with the same beat. But, well, maybe not the same beat, but, I found all the same patterns in again. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you how to save your project, in case you don't know. File, save, or save as. I got it saved on the desktop right there. Because I accidentally deleted the last one. But we're pretty much back, except for I changed the pattern a little bit. Alright, and now I'm going to go over sampling using the NN19. It's a digital sampler. Pretty much you can pull in any sound from your computer. You can pull it into Reasons using, the NN19. I mean, you could use the ReDrum 2 or the NNXT. But today we're going to do it with the NN19. So I'm going to right click right here. Create my NN19 digital sampler. Now the first thing to do when you're sampling with this is to hit this button here, solo sample. Because if you don't do that, then it's going to play the instrument that's automatically comes hooked up, which is some crappy organ. Yeah. So I'm going to click on right here, this top folder right here, sample browse, and we're going to find where the sample is. I put it on my desktop. So right here, strings. Let's check it out. See how I hit that? Still the organ, because I haven't hit the button. As soon as I hit the button, and then it's gonna play my sample for me. But the beginning of it sounded a little rough, and so I go to this knob right here, the sample start, and I'm gonna raise that up a little bit. What that does is you can start from later time. Mess around with that, get it right. I had already pre-messed with the sample before, so I know that the sample start should be at 14. Sounds pretty good. So now we're going to record. So I got my pre on. I got my quantized record, my loop. Oh, and by the way, sampling like this, instead of using like the Dr. Octorex, you can't throw in whatever tempo you want. You got to have the tempo of the sample that you're using. So this one is at 80, but I'll show you how I got to 80. On Reasons 5, it has this little tap thing right here to where you can manually tap in your tempo. I'm not sure if Forrest got it, but like I could just play it and tap. Yeah, see how like it kind of floats around, if you do different taps, you get different tempos, so you can literally just tap in your tempo or whatever, how you feel. Alright, so we're set. So all I'm going to do is hit record and then push the key and record the sample. And remember, we got our automatic quantize on, so if I didn't hit it perfectly on, the automatic quantize throws it to the closest bar where it thinks it should be. So we can hear how it sounds now. That sounds nice. So now, what I want to do is, when I got my track right here, put a little bit of reverb on that with this knob right here, because this is where the NN19 is linked up. And we can also put some other effects on there like EQ, but I don't want to put the EQ on my mixer because I only have 4 channels. So what I could do is manually put it on the machine by right clicking anywhere on the machine then go to create, and it'll open up a list of your effects down here that you can use and throw onto it. And so I'm going to use M-Class Equalizer. And so that is like a 4-band parametric. It's basically the same as, you know, average or whatever. This is your lower end, your mids, highs. So I'm going to take my low shelf, drop the gain. Now the frequency right here is where on the EQ, you know, from like 39K all the way to up, you know, if you want it higher or lower, where you want it at. This is the gain if you want it low. And this is like your band, how wide you want it to be. So we could just leave that about like so. And then I'm going to take this, drop it over here. And I should really be playing this while I'm doing this and give you an idea of what it's doing to it. Get it to sound a little cleaner. And then what I am going to do up here on the mixer is right click and create stereo imagery, just because I want it on that one effect, but I'll probably use it on a bunch of others. So pretty nice. So we successfully threw in a sample, and it wasn't hard at all. Tune into the next one and we'll take it even further.